welcome to dev stream number 2 for Isles of Etherion. Today we're going to be discussing spells and spell weaving. So spells in Isles of Etherion are split into elemental categories. You have fire, earth, crystal, water, wood, wind, lightning, angelic, and demonic. And then in each element or each spell is made up of each one of those elements, and each one of those elements do a different thing, affect a different property of the spell. So for fire is your base damage, water is your area of effect damage, earth is the terrain radius, so if you have a spell that modifies the terrain in any way, that makes it bigger. The crystal is your mana cost. Lightning is critical chance. Wind is range. Wood is the effect duration. Like if you have a fireball and you catch someone on fire, how long do they burn? Demonic is your crit damage bonus. And angelic is the cooldown time of the spell. So when you level up, let's look here. When you level up, you get 2 skill points and nothing else. There, you don't get health, you don't get mana, you don't get automatically leveled. You basically just get skill points, and with those skill points, you can put them into your main attributes. So you can put it in strength, endurance, wisdom, intelligence, or agility, and then that's how your character base stats get stronger, and those stats affect your spell power and all that. And then you also get spell points. You also get spell points that you can use on upgrading your spell. So for every level, you get 1 spell point, and you get 2 attribute points to spend per skill point that you get. And then so you have full control over how your character is spec'd. And then on top of that, you have gear that it modifies your stats, just like in any other game, Diablo. So the better gear, the better you can make up for stuff, and then also depending on how many skill points you have, you can modify your attributes however you like. So that's our spells. Now spells can also be woven together or into a variety of effects. So let's say, for instance, I don't have it here. Let's get Boulder. Oh, I do have Boulder. Okay, never mind. So let's say we have Firewall right here, and then we have something like Boulder right here. So Boulder, anything that if it gets near it, turns into lava ball, and then lava ball will make the ground lava and also set things on fire, what have you. Then if I cast, say, then you have tornado. So tornado here. Tornado. We can do one over here. So tornado will damage the area. Make enemies fly up. Also destroy anything around it. Here you can see it's changing it into like a wind area. So the other thing about the spells is if I'm casting spells, if I'm casting things like fireball, then it's going to change the terrain, and that's into the element that spell is, and that terrain is going to attract monsters of that element. So when you're fighting, you have to keep that in mind, because you might be attracting a monster that you're not quite expect to fight. So other combinations, you can have things like tornado, And then you could have firewall that makes fire NATO, but also anything anything that's fire based overlapping with anything else would have the same effect. So if I cast tornado here and then I cast fireball on it, then it would become fire NATO as well, or lava ball, or anything else. So also, if I cast tornado and I cast lightning bolt, then I get lightning tornado, which does chain lightning to enemies nearby, what have you. So then you have spells like this one is water ball, so it's basically a ball of water you can swim around in. If I cast fireball on the water ball, it gets an area of effect steam, like scorching steam, that would damage monsters in a radius. And so you can have what we want to do is have a small amount of spells on our skill bar, and have a wide variety of effects in the world. So I don't have to, like in a while I have a bunch of skills all over the place, and I want to consolidate those into a small amount, but still have a wide variety of spells in combat. So right now, if you had 8 different spells on your bar, you would have maybe like around 64 spells that you could actually cast, depending on how you combined them together in combat, right? So you also have other spells like your basic spells like dig, and also I don't have it on my bar, but you have also like a build spell. Let's put this where a potion is. You can also do like building. So dig, build. And then you also have spells that are more complex, like this one here. So here, you create pretty much like a small room, and it's used to divide enemies up or confine them. And in combat, you create the battlefield, right? Because the monsters are dangerous, and you want to split them up. A lot of the races don't do well in melee combat, so you want to sort of divide and conquer. In the battlefield, you set up. I can split up monsters into different rooms, then cast spells in those rooms, and what have you, and it makes things a lot more manageable when you're fighting large groups of monsters. Now, why am I? Okay, there we go. Okay, and so I think that about covers all our spells. So we're just going to go down here and try out some combat with using all these spells together. Let me put my potions back on, because I'll need potions. I don't need that dig spell right now. I do need mana potion. And I think, let's see. We'll just deal with that later. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just go down here and we'll see how it all works together. So as you can see, there's a lot of monsters here, so I don't want to face them all right away, or I'm probably going to die pretty quick. Like this. So what I want to do is I want to start splitting them up and then taking them out in smaller groups. So see, now you can create choke points, and I can cast spells. Oh no. Keep forgetting my potion.